Hey, you guys. Welcome to the live. Alright, I was just trying to adjust things. So, got a Q&A going on today. I got some questions that I'm going to answer until I get some people in here. This is a ask anything. I am anything you want to know about gambling, anything you want to know about casinos. I'm the person. I can tell you. I've been around the world. I've been not about around the world. I mean, a little bit, but I know to me, I feel like I know all that there is to know about the gaming industry, um, anything pertaining to casinos, all the games, the slots. I know the inner workings. I've been around this for a very long time. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me see. Oops, turn it on mute. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and cut to the chase and ask the first question and answer it. So, here's my first question that I'm going to address. What are the most common signs of gambling addiction that I have observed? And so I'm a say that I have observed in myself and in people close to me, and then people like just in general, so you can get a ballpark figure. The first sign that I've noticed, or the most prominent sign of a gambling addiction, is somebody being emotionally agitated or annoyed the whole time they're gambling. You know, they're like, might be slamming their bets on the table or throwing their money and, just angry and irritated. They might be angry with other people that are playing around them. That's the thing. Now, that could be attributed to something else personal, but 9 times out of 10, it's usually because they have a gambling problem. And it's because they're losing money that they should not be losing. They're playing with money that they should not be playing with, and that's why they're agitated and they're losing. Because if you are playing with money that you don't care about or that's not important, you're not going to be angry or agitated while you're gambling. You'll lose your hand and you'll be like, okay, I lost. Simple as that. And now that's on the table games. On the slots, you'll see people banging on the machine. I've seen slot machines where they're broken up and they had to tape them because people would just hit the machine and be irritated, or throw stuff at the machine. So if you got people that's just like hitting the machine like boom, boom, and every time they hit the machine, they're just mad and angry. That's a telltale sign that they have a gambling problem. Because otherwise, if you're just playing in there and, having a good time on the slot machine, you're going to be pressing a button. Okay, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. You're just playing the game. You're enjoying it. Anytime you're, you know, slamming your hand down or punching a machine, I've seen people punch the actual screen. And in some instances, the screen has cracked. So that's like, anybody that's emotionally unstable, that's having these drastic lows and depressed and angry. Like the anger is the most like obvious sign, you know. Then to a lesser extent, you'll see people looking sad, looking depressed because they've lost money that they wasn't supposed to lose. I remember a story, a situation rather. It is a story, but there was this guy. He was playing at a table, and he was putting up his bet. He had lost a lot of hands in blackjack, and he was like, I forget. I think it was Gage. His son's name was Gage, and it was right around Christmas time. I think Christmas was like in a few days, or within a week or so, or something like that. And he was like, "Man, I'm playing Gage's Christmas money." That's like the saddest thing I ever seen in gambling, is somebody taking money that they were supposed to spend on their kid for Christmas. Instead, they're playing it on a blackjack table. Very, very sad. Heartbreaking, honestly, because he actually said it out loud. So, yeah, now allow me to get to myself in gambling. Really competitive. Anytime I've gotten really, really competitive, or I'm like, I lost a few hands and I gotta get my money back. Like, I just gotta get my money back. I knew that, I was like, this is not good. You know, same thing with like, family members. I'm not going to be specific about the family member, but I've been gambling with a family member and they're just like, I'm ready to go. And they're just sitting there just like, okay, just wait. And they're sitting up there. They're on top of the machine like this. Literally, this is the screen, right? Let's say the screen is right here. They're on top of the machine, pressing, waiting for the bonus to hit. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. or they start touching the machine like this, like, you know, like trying to make the machine, you know, make it so that they can win. Okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, so let me go to the next question. How do casinos design their environments to encourage prolonged gambling? That's an easy one. No windows. You can't see if it's day or night. When you're in there, you have no idea what time of day it is. The only way you can see what time of day it is if you go to the entrance where you came in. That's it. There are no clocks. You don't know what time it is, and then you will be able to see the time on the tickets that you print out. Other than that, you don't know what time it is, and you don't know if it's night or day. So you're just in there. I've seen people be in there for days, days upon days, and they just don't even know what's going on. All they know is to play and to just, like, I don't know, walk around in circles. Or sometimes they'll find somewhere to, like, go to sleep or take a nap. Some people will sleep at the slot machines. They'll be so tired. They'll sleep in the slot machines. Or some people will go sleep in their cars. But yeah, to answer the question, no windows, no clocks. I've also heard people say that the way the carpet is designed is very, very ugly carpet in a casino. So instead of looking down, you're constantly looking up, and so you get to see the slot machines. You know, all the lights. It's a whole lot of bouncing, dancing lights, and, you know, machines going off, and people screaming, people yelling, that whole thing. Sometimes you'll even hear some of the table games dealers. They have a mic in there, you know, like a roulette table or something, or baccarat. It'll be loud, so you think it's like a game show going on in there. All right, the next question. What tactics do casinos use to keep people already? Wait, did I? Wait, what tactics do casinos use to keep people gambling even when they're losing? They'll give you free play. Depending on how much money if you've lost a lot of money, they will give you free play. And guess what? You might win on that free play. Now you got more chips, or now you got more slot credits, and you can keep on playing. The goal is to get you to go take out a loan with the casino, or to do a cash advance on your credit card, or leave, come back, get some more money. If they could keep you playing, if they could keep you in that rotation, they really want you to take a loan. If you take a loan with a casino, they are really winning. That's the worst thing that you could ever do, is to take a loan out from the casino. That's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. What else do they do to keep you? They'll give you drinks. They might give you a free comp. They'll give you a buffet dinner, you know, a buffet comp, or they'll give you a free dinner at one of the restaurants. They might give you a free room. They might give you free concert tickets. They might give you a gift, a watch. They will give you anything to keep you happy and to keep you coming back. Remember, this is a business. If a business wants its customers to keep spending money, what does that business do? They offer incentives, whatever that may be. Okay? It could be concert tickets. It could be all kinds of stuff. VIP treatment. They'll give you a host that's constantly coming around to make sure you have everything you need. Make sure you have water. Make sure you have the drinks that you want. They make sure you have food. I remember there was a high limit player. This guy would come in. He was a land developer. They would have his food on deck when he came, and they knew what he liked. They knew all his food that he liked, whether it was wings, ribs, whatever, and he could play and eat at the same time. So they would bring a plate out to him. He's got the plate sitting on the slot machine, or maybe on the little mini table or something, and he's eating and playing. They're very serious about these things, okay? They're going to keep you playing. Let's see here. Okay. In your experience, how often did you see relationships or families damaged by gambling addiction? You know, I don't think that I personally seen it like in other people, but I've seen it within my family. I don't want to talk about my family, so we're going to skip this question. All right. So I'm not going to talk about my personal experience either. So sorry, guys. I'm going to skip that question. How do casinos handle patrons who show signs of gambling addiction? Okay. this is going to be an interesting question, because in the casino, throughout the casino, they have all these signs with the gambling hotline number on and addressing problem gambling, gambling addiction, and all that type of stuff. The casino does not care. They do not care if you're losing every dime. The only time they care about you, perhaps, maybe like somebody, a host or supervisor will say something, is if you are a high roller. They might be like, man, maybe you should take a break. Maybe you should go to sleep. Because the reality is they don't want that person with all that money to get angry and mad and just be done with the casino completely. So they'll give you that courtesy, encouragement, like, man, maybe you should just step away, take a break, cool off, and come back, in a few hours or something like that. But as far as regular players, they do not care. I'm being honest with you. They do not care. They could care less. Um, that's just non-existent. I've never been in a casino environment where they actually cared about somebody that was going through it and they was losing their money and they was showing signs of having a gambling problem. Mm-mm. Unless they were negatively impacting other people, like if they were begging for money, if they were panhandling, then yes, they will address that. They will put you out for that because they don't want you to interfere with other players and mess up the entire, morale of the business, the casino, the experience for somebody else. So if they see you asking, money, pestering somebody and harassing them about money or borrowing money or, loan me this, they will, address that and probably put that person out. But they they say they care. The only way they will do something is if you say you want to hurt yourself or you express to them that you have a problem, and then they'll, point you in the right direction. They'll give you the number to the, gambling helpline, that type of thing. But honestly, the casinos do not care. They want you to just keep losing money over and over again. That's it. They're in the business to make money. Um, so, they will, somebody showing signs of being drunk under the influence of drugs, they will monitor that and address that faster than they will somebody with a gambling problem. That's just my honest opinion. That's been my observation. Um, what misconceptions about gambling and casinos do you think contribute to addiction? Um, so like gambling is like, so most people are like, you just go in there, you have fun. Yes, but here's the thing. There's some people, I think that there's a misconception that if you go all the time and you just spend money, that you could go all the time and not be addicted. And I totally disagree with that, because I feel like the more that you gamble, doesn't matter who you are or how much money you have, the more that you gamble on a regular basis, the more time you spend, the more you're exposed to that adrenaline rush, the more you're exposed to that psychological impact, which is that constant release of dopamine. You become addicted to that feeling. You become addicted to how good it feels. And so you're going to want to gamble more and more and more and more. And then you're going to get bored with the amount. So you're going to need more of a rush. So you're going to increase your bets. And you're going to go, you're going to start being more drastic and more drastic. So, gambling should be done in serious scarcity. Like I would say once a week. If you're going more than once a week, you're creating a habit. If you're creating a habit, this habit has the potential to take over your life, because it's so potent. The psychological implications in gambling are so potent. you know Let me see here. Let me go into the next question. Are there any lesser known gambling addiction warning signs that people should be aware of? I would say, if you find yourself looking up strategies or trying to create a strategy on how to win outside of like basic strategy, and you're out, like for instance, blackjack, there is a strategy to it, okay? When you go in there, you play it. There's nothing wrong with studying the strategy and understanding how, you play the game in order to make sure you're making a smart decision. But when you start like coming up with like extensive strategies, and it's taking up your personal time, it's in your personal time, like that's showing signs that you're like you're taking it, you're deep, you're in deep in gambling. Like if you're reading books and watching several YouTube videos on how to beat the casino, you are probably you're probably on the brink of addiction. I will say that for sure, because it's taking up too much of your time. You're very involved. Anytime, gambling should be fun. It should be something that's fun. It should be light. And, it's just like going to the mall and going to buy something. You buy it, you wear it, and that's it. You leave it right where it's at. But a lot of people with issues, gambling issues, don't see it that way. Let's see here. What is the most heartbreaking gambling addiction story you encounter while working at the casino? That's a hard question to answer. I would have to say the guy gambling away his kids' money for Christmas. That was heartbreaking. It don't get no worse than that. Oh, no, wait, you know what? No. I know somebody that go to the casino that I used to go to all the time. They were a friend of a cousin of mine who goes to the casino a lot. This particular lady had a family member that died while she was at the casino playing. And she ended up, when she found out, I don't know who the person was to her, but it was a relative. And she should have been at the hospital or by their side, but instead she was at the casino. And she never lived it down. I think it was like her brother or something like that. I can't remember. But it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. That was rough. Let me go to the next question. How do casinos target and market to individuals who may be prone to gambling addiction? I would say giving people free play. That's how you're baiting them in. You're giving them money, potentially. Free play, to bait them in. That's easy. Or you could say giveaways. Like they'll have like contests where they're giving away a car, they're giving away money, they're having random drawings every 10 minutes or every half hour. That's going to get people in, and that's going to get people playing because they think, oh, I might win. I might have a chance at winning a car. I might have a chance at winning a slot tournament. I might have a chance at winning a blackjack tournament. Tournaments are really, really big. They bring, especially slot tournaments, they draw a huge crowd. And also card giveaways. Like when there's a card giveaway, the casino is packed. Okay? Even concerts, that's another way. It's so many different ways, to be honest. What advice would you give to someone who thinks they might have a gambling problem? If you need to first assess your finances and assess, like, are you spending money that you really should not be spending? If you are hurt or feel some type of way about the money that you are spending gambling, if it makes you nervous, if it makes you stressed, if it makes you angry, that means you probably have a gambling problem. That's the telltale sign. If you are taking money that needs to be put towards a bill or something else, or you feel angry after you lose that money, that's a telltale sign you have a gambling problem. And that's a telltale sign that you need to take a break. You need to take a break. You need to step away. Okay? Let's see. How do online gambling platforms compare to physical casinos in terms of addiction risk? How do online gambling platforms compare to physical? You know what? That's a hard question. I think, I've never really delved deeply into online gambling. So it's gonna be a difficult question for me to ask, but I'm gonna answer that question to the best of my ability. Let me see. Is the chat on in here? Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. I seen a few people come in here. I should have said something to them, and maybe they would have stayed, but they left. Next time somebody comes in, I'm gonna say something because everybody's just bopping in and leaving. What was a question? I lost my train of thought that fast. I feel like online, the things that I've seen, the reviews that I've seen, as far as the apps, are atrocious. The feedback. Hold on, guys. I gotta get something to drink because I'm super thirsty. Sorry. I would say for the first statement, the reviews for these apps are absolutely horrendous. Really bad reviews. People saying they can't cash out their money. People saying they have to wait 2 to 3 days. Or people saying that they have to actually go to the casino and get their money, like if they won. And a lot of times, those casinos are not even in the same state. So imagine winning some money. You want to cash out. You can't cash out online. And you have to go to the physical casino. That's bad news. Or if, you know, there's an error or there's some issues with the website, you know, maybe it's some issues with your payment system. I've heard of people getting their debit card shut down, their bank account shut down because they're playing on an online casino. It's just way too much uncertainty with online casinos, to be honest. Way too much. I wonder, can we get somebody to come back in here? I've seen a few people come in. They're like, no, I don't want to be. Welcome, welcome. Hey, if you got some questions you want to ask about casino, like gambling addiction or recovery, that's what I'm doing. I have my own set questions that I was just going off of because no one was in here. Okay, they left. Wow, they left. Okay. So yeah, this is probably like my second live, so I'm not getting bad. I'm probably really bad at lives, so excuse me, guys. I hope I'm not doing a terrible job. Let's see. How do online gambling platforms compare to physical casinos? Okay, yeah, in terms of risk. I think having access to the casino on your phone is way worse than going into a physical casino. Because at any moment, at any time, all you have to do is log on to that. It's like the worst thing you could ever get involved with, if you ask me. The absolute worst thing that you could do is to have that thing on your phone, because I feel like if you're gambling on your phone, you probably already hooked. You probably already on board with the gambling addiction. Let me see what other questions I have. How has your perspective on gambling changed since leaving the casino industry? You know, I used to see the casino as the bad guy, but I realized it's not the casino that's the bad guy. It's not. What's bad is they're using technology and to like kind of like taking advantage of your psychology and how our brains operate. That's the part I don't agree with, because that is they're leveraging that in order to profit off of that. But the casino business in and of itself is a wonderful business. It's providing a service. It's providing an experience. It's, you know, it's fun for adults. So it's hotels, music, entertainment. I have no issue with that. I have gone to casinos and seen music artists and everything and did not gamble not one time. So I have no issue with casinos at all. Casinos is an awesome business. It's just the techniques that they use in terms of the products that they're offering, how they draw you in, their actual, the way that they do things. It's like they're exploiting the human psychology. That's the part I don't like. But I don't think that there is any getting around that. There isn't. It's the same thing as like a business using certain colors, you know, a certain color scheme, playing certain music. That music, there's certain music or certain color schemes that can draw people in and keep people in a certain place longer than what they ordinarily would. Even smells, certain smells that could draw people in and keep people in a certain place for a longer time. So it really has nothing to do about, you know, it's tough because that's not their intention, but it's like you end up being collateral damage because of it. Let's just put it that way. It's not their intention for you to have a gambling addiction. That's not the case. The problem is what the result, excuse me guys, the resulting effect is that you end up having a gambling problem. So, you know, they don't set out and say, hey, we're going to do this so these people can be addicted to casinos, you know, addicted to gambling. No, it's just that's their marketing strategy, you know, and so you end up being on the losing side. So that's where people like me come in, you know, a recovery coach. I mean, it's like only 1%, 1 to 2% of people have problem, you know, are into problem gambling or are suffering from gambling addiction. So it's not like there's a large amount of people. It might look like it when you go in the casino, but on black and white, most people just see gambling as let me go in here and have some fun and that's it. And they're done. So with that being said, they have things in place for that. They have phone numbers, they have hotlines, and then there's other people. There's the Gamblers Anonymous. It's just that if you know you have a problem, you have to face the fact that you have a problem, and it's something that you just can't do anymore because you can't handle it. You cannot handle it, and that's okay. I can't handle it, and that's okay. There's certain people that just cannot handle alcohol. Certain people can drink and be okay. There's other people who drink and lose track of how many drinks they had, and the next thing they're drunk, they're falling on their face. They lose total control. People like that cannot drink. It's just that simple. I didn't even leave money for the barber, so I just buzzed it all off. I just read it. I had a Reddit. I'm a part of a Reddit group. Somebody just spent their money for their haircut, I guess. Anyway, I just seen the alert go on my phone. So I'm going to answer one more question, and I'm going to get off of here. If you guys have a question, go ahead. But I see people keep jumping in and jumping off, so hey, I don't know. Maybe they're waiting to see my face. Who knows? I'm not taking these glasses off, though. I look crazy right now. But welcome. If you got a question, put it in the chat. I'm just answering some questions I already had prepared. I'm almost done with the live, so if you want to rewatch it, you can. Let's see. What are some long-term consequences of gambling addiction that I've witnessed? I have a crazy story about a guy who, oh my God, it was awful. So this guy, he had a job and he had a car and he was a gambler. He took out a title loan on his vehicle, okay? Got money off of the title loan. So he put his title up for collateral. Got the money. I think he got like $1,500. Took the money and gambled it and lost it. Now he ended up he couldn't pay the car. He couldn't pay the title loan. So guess what? They came and took his car. Right? He has a job to go to. He can't get back and forth to work. It was a struggle. What happens? He loses his job. Lost his car. First of all, he lost his money. He gets a loan, loses that. Then he loses his car because of the loan. He lapses on the loan. And then he loses his job because he couldn't get to the job without the car. Worst thing ever. It's a domino effect. Now his entire life, and he probably got put out of his house and everything. Divorce is a long-term effect. Losing custody of your children because you're unfit, because you're taking money and you're not able to provide for your kids. You might lose your job, mess up your credit, repossessions of vehicles, defaulting on mortgages. I mean, the list could go on. People resort to the most craziest, heinous crimes because of gambling, because they need that hit. It's that bad. To me, it's one of the worst, if not the worst addiction, because it's like you have to do it and it leaves you broke and destitute. Okay? And when you're broke and destitute and homeless, what are you going to do? You're going to do whatever you can to get money, to gamble. Really, your number one priority is get money to gamble. Everything else is secondary. At least a person smoking crack, smoke the crack and be cracked out, and then they still got money to eat. Maybe, I don't know. I never been on drugs like that, so I don't know. I feel like the things that I've seen written out there, most people say gambling is the worst out of all addictions, and I would second that for sure. So I see people coming in, I see people going out. I'm gonna end this live, guys. If you got any questions, any comments, any feedback, if my live sucks, put it in the comments. If I suck, put it in the comments. If you enjoyed the live, put it in the comments. If you didn't like it, put it in the comments. I'll take any feedback. I'm an amateur YouTuber, so hey, whatever. You know, I'll accept any type of criticism. I'm used to it by now. If you guys hate me, put that in comments too. Whatever. But I'm here to help. I'm here to cheer you on. I'm here to support you. I want to help you get to the other side of gambling. There is life after gambling. You can get to the other side. You could definitely get to the other side. I am living proof that you can get to the other side. I am. I know when you're in the middle of your gambling, like, fiascos and just going down that downhill, it feels like that's all that there is. It's like, it's so hard to see life outside of gambling. It really is. I know that feeling. But once you decide and commit to yourself, I want to change. I want to make my life better. Once you make that commitment and take that first step, and then that next step, and then that next step, and then that next step, you're going to look back and see all the steps that you have taken. And you're going to be like, wow, look at what I did. I made it 1 month. I made it 3 months. I made it 1 year. I made it 2 years. I didn't even look at the time. I didn't even do the countdown, to be honest. I did not count the weeks. I didn't count the years. I didn't do that. I just worked on focusing on improving my life, improving myself. I literally became a self-help queen. I was like, I got to beat this. And the way to do it is to start loving yourself and saying, I deserve better than this. Whatever I've done, however I allowed gambling to destroy my life, you have to say, I deserve better than this. When you look at your life and look how horrible it is, you're like, I don't deserve this. You're going to do whatever you can in your power to say, look, I'm making the changes. I am going to make the change. And you have to tell yourself, I can do this. No matter how bad it is. If you're alive, if you're kicking, if you're breathing, you can get through it. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. But life is hard. Life is challenging. So, peace to you. And I'll see you next time.